Welcome back to Farming Our Backyard. I'm going to show you some wild crafting of nettle today. It's still pretty early in the spring here, and we had snow on the ground yesterday. Most of it's melted away. There might be a little bit in the shade here, but most of it melted away. The wind is still very cold here, but the nettle's up, and maybe 6-8 inches, and I'm going to clip off some and take it inside and dry it for some tea. Got my gloves here. Put those on. Using a pair of kitchen shears to harvest with, and my garden hod to carry it with. I've never harvested nettle before. Usually I don't think about it until it's already bigger than I really want to deal with. And so this year I'm going to harvest a little bit and see how it helps with my allergies, because I've heard it helps a lot. So I like to harvest things here that I can use for tea, because I know where it was grown, and I think it's really neat to know things that are local to your area that are good for you. So that are good for you, and how to identify them and find them and the right time to harvest them. So that's what we're doing right here. I'm looking this up. Jerry looked it up for me. Spring is the right time to harvest it, which I already knew. It was sometime in the spring. So this is the right time to harvest. And they said to wear gloves. I've actually heard other people say that these spines don't really have a whole lot of poke to them this early in the spring. I would have to agree with that. I think I probably could have harvested them barehanded, but let's keep the stinging out. And so you cut these at one of the nodules. I'm just picking the one closest down that I can reach easily. And there's plenty here on the farm, so I'm not going to worry about damaging it, but there'll be plenty more. Let's not take grass, though. I don't need to dry grass, so. But you're supposed to let this wilt for a little bit before you handle it, and then you can handle it. You could use it fresh. I'm going to dry it just because I want to use it as tea, and I'm most familiar working with dry teas. So there's a whole bunch behind me too. I probably won't even bother to harvest it though. I just want to get enough to try it. If it works good, I still have enough season left that you're allowed to harvest in to give it another shot. So. And it's going to be a little harder to get to what's behind me unless I bring the chainsaw out and clean up a couple branches. So. Because it's under the branches. There's what I got of the nettle. There's some right here, and then there's some more right here. So I'm going to harvest a little more, see if I can fill up my container. But yeah, there's also nettle clear to the right here, but that's underneath some wood. So it'd be much easier if I removed the wood first. So that's really wet. So I'm going to harvest here since that's so wet. Because there's so much of it, I can just pick where I want to harvest. And if I skip some, that's fine too. I think the nettle flower is fairly pretty. I've taken pictures of the nettle flower before. Call that good. That's a pretty good amount. We need it dried down. We'll try it out. So, thanks for coming along. Well, I did some wild crafting or foraging right here on the farm. And come back again and see what we're up to.